Everyone, I hope you are all well and good, and today I'm just out on a bit of an autumn walk, just having a look about. I'm actually near quite a busy road, so if you hear cars, that's the reason why, because I'm just taking a shortcut through a little woodland that's by the road, and it's going to come out to a sort of little area which I want to be in. But while on this walk, I'm going to show you a couple of things, and one thing is this really cool coral mushroom there. How cool is that? There's a little bit more over here. Cool, eh? And the other thing I want to sort of tell you about or show you is what's really good about this time of year is that the sting nettles are dying back. And sting nettles, as any bushcrafter should know or would know or hopefully knows, that it is excellent for making cordage. So, but what's a bit of a bonus this time of year, the stings have died down a bit, and so it's a little bit easier to handle. So what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to find a nice long one, and then we will make some cordage. This one here looks pretty good. So what you want to do is just break her off like so. Okay, so this is the stinger nettle, and as we already know, this can sting. It's not a bad sting, it's only formic acid, which is the same as what ants emit when they bite. But what we do is we grab it from the bottom and we just push upwards, because what happens is that on the stinger nettles the barbs grow up like that towards the sky. So if we come from below it like so, it normally squashes all the stings if there's any left at this time of year, which it normally isn't. As you can see, I'm touching it. It isn't really doing anything to me. But if this was a fresh stinger nettle, yeah, my fingers would be hurting. I mean, I don't know if you can see that, but you can see the barbs just under there. They're little fine hairs. I don't know if you can see that, and that's where the sting comes from. They're little hollow tubes just full of formic acid. Okay, I'm just gonna push that, see, it's not even stinging. I probably don't want it all the way to the end. I probably only want it to about there, so I'm just going to break that off, chuck that away. So I'm left with that. Okay, next job is to squash the inner pith, because it's gone quite hard. Because what we're trying to do is extract the outer. It's just basically like the skin, and that's what we're going to make into cordage. So first things first is we need to bash this flat to break up the inner pith. But if you can see, that is strong. See, can't squash it with my fingers, so we have to give it a little persuasion. Okay, so I've got my knife, and all I'm going to do is use the back of my knife and start smashing the top of it like so. Okay, that's pretty good. Next stage. So right, here we are. So all I normally do is just get my finger in there like so and try and sort of split it up the middle like so. So it's just splitting out. It's these little joins here that cause the problem sometimes, but as you can see, once you start splitting your hand in there all the way up, okay. So then what we want to do, see there's the pith in the middle there, all gone quite hard. What I want to do is just break it like so, and what we can do is just put a, let's quite carefully just prise it away. If you leave some fibres behind like that, not to worry. This is like, would be an emergency cordage, or if you're making cordage for fishing or anything else, this is probably one of the better cordages to make. I'll try and get as much as I can off. You need to remove all this pith, like so. Okay. If you were going to turn this into cordage, it would be better to hang this up and dry, and then it would shrink obviously the first time. It will actually end up looking like horsehair. It will not look like anything like that as we're seeing it now, because it will actually shrink obviously as it dries. Remember from our willow bark how I mentioned that it shrinks. So this is the same thing applies as to, I'm just going to put that down, put that on there, put it on the camera stand. So this applies. So all I want to do then, I'm just going to take that off of there, pull that apart like that. Okay. Okay, so if I want some emergency cordage, this is all I've got to do. So remember, if you're not sure about the cordage, go back and watch the willow one. I've sort of shown it in quite good detail there, but I'm just going to quickly go through it now, just quickly, because what I want to do, because it's starting to turn dark, I'm just going to show you how we can turn it into cordage. So we stagger it, remember, so start twisting away from ourselves until it kinks like so. Okay, we've got a kink like that, twist, kink, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so we hold that in a left hand, finger and thumb like a clamp. So what we do then is we start twisting it away from ourselves, and then we turn it over. It's twist away, over the top, twist away, over the top, twist away, over the top. And because this is related to the hemp, this is incredibly strong. This is probably one of the best cordages that you could have. It's incredibly strong. When I make some in a minute, I'll show you. So just for quickness. And what's really good about this stuff is that when you get good, you can start rolling it on your leg, and then you can sort of cover or get a lot of cordage in a quick space of time. So I'm just going to quickly do this. Okay, so if you can see that, we've made, in literally about 10 minutes, we've made that much cordage. But if you can see there, look, it's a little bit uneven. That's because the thickness was thicker one side than it was the other side. It started off really well, and it's gone to being a bit uneven there, which I'm not worried about. It's picked up again where it's even. It's got quite thin there. Okay, so as you can see, one side's longer than the other. So if I want to add in, all I do is I look for a slightly tapered bit naturally on the cordage itself, which would be here. See, this is quite, see how long that is. Okay, so I'm just going to overlap it like so, twist them up, Okay, so just quickly, I've managed to make about that much cordage. Okay, it's not the best cordage in the world, but it's still cordage nevertheless. This is still going on there, and with the abundance of resources I have around here, this could be as long as I wanted it. Okay, I just got to spend a bit more time on it if I want to make it longer, but just gives you an idea of what you can do. Okay, it's not, like I say, it's not the prettiest, but that will, if your laces break, these are pretty good. I mean, let's just give it a pull and just see how strong it is. There's a lot of force on that, and that's not breaking, so that would make an excellent fishing line. And all I do is just curl it up like so and carry it with me until I get to my next place, where I could probably sit around a campfire and probably do a little bit more. So just for quickness, just for ease, okay, this is just excellent stuff. It wouldn't surprise me if they didn't make bowstrings out of this in the old days. Well, they made them out of hemp anyway, but obviously this is strong stuff. Yep, it ain't going nowhere. So that was just a quick demonstration. If you've got any stinger nettles in your area, stinger nettles have got so many uses. In the early spring, you can eat them. They're full of iron. Obviously makes some of the best soup ever, period. For cordage, October, autumn time is without a shadow of a doubt the best time to make cordage. So there we have it. Best cordage, I think, especially for the UK, much stronger than the willow, so that will give you an idea. So if you want something strong, this is the stuff. Okay, so that pretty much concludes my quick video of how to manufacture cordage out of stinger nettle. It's everywhere in here, so that just goes to show you. And you can pretty much harvest it pretty much way into the winter, so it's going to be around for a little while, but definitely this time of year is the best time to harvest it. My fingers aren't stinging. Honestly, it's pretty good. So get out there, do some bushcraft, make some hemp stinger nettle cordage. Okay, if your trousers fall down, if your belt breaks, this could keep your pants up, trousers up, whatever you want to call them. So till next time, like, subscribe and all that malarkey, and I will see you on the next one. Okay, so it's carbon fibre.